Welcome to the Exec Exchange, 15-minute podcast in which a leader from the water sector shares a story to inspire, inform, and educate other water sector leaders from around the globe. My name is Piers Clark, and my guest today is Engineer Rafael Zarate, President for the Center of Innovation, SAPAL, in Mexico. Engineer Rafael, wonderful to have you with me.
Thank you very much, Piers. It's an honor to be here.
You know how we start. We always want to know a bit about our speakers. So tell me, what were you doing before you got into this role as president of the Center for Innovation?
I studied civil engineering at the University of Guanajuato, Mexico. Later, I went to Spain, where I earned the Master of Science degree from the Polytechnic University of Madrid. And I also completed a specialization in water treatment at the same university. I've been always passionate about water management, treatment, and especially reuse. I have been working in water reuse since 35 years. I am a certified water resource engineer of the American Academy of Water Engineering. I was also president of the National Chamber of Consulting and president of the board of the water utility of the city of Guanajuato. And right now I'm president of the Center of Innovation in Water Technology.
Did I hear that right? 35 years in water.
Yeah, I focus in water reuse, which was something weird at that moment, but right now it's an urgent need all around the world.
People listening to this don't get to see the video, but I get to see you, and I can see if you've got 35 years experience, I've got 35 years experience, so we must be about the same age. We must be in our mid-50s. Yeah, you look a lot younger than me. This must be the Mexican sunshine and the Mexican diet.
We look the same, and yeah, I'm 60.
Now you're just making this worse. You're 5 years older than me, and you have this full head of hair. And anyway, let's not go there. Now, tell me about SAPAL.
SAPAL is the water utility of the city of León, the fifth largest city in Mexico. And we, in León, we're going through one of the most severe water crises in the history. Right now, 61% of the state is under extreme drought, and rainfall has dropped by nearly 49% between 2015 and 2022. So this situation threatens not only water availability for citizens, but also for all the industrial developments. We need to look to alternative water source different from groundwater and surface water.
In preparing for this interview, I was reading a bit about the city of León, and I found the fascinating fact that it seems to be regarded as the most environmental city in Mexico, mainly because of it's got lots of cyclists, is what it seemed to tell me. But that also in 2012, it was given a City Champion Water Award by the government because of the work it had done in sanitation and water reuse, which serves as a wonderful segue into the activities that you've been doing in indirect potable reuse. So let's start by going back to when did you start doing indirect potable reuse?
That's a very interesting question because this is not a new project. We started planning it 10 years ago and it became a reality 5 years ago. We started piloting with a very, very small facility. Then we scaled, and in this process, we weren't alone. We were searching all the cities in which potable water use is made, like in California, in Texas. We joined experts like the NEWIT, which is the nano-enabled water treatment, which includes Yale University, Rice University, Arizona State University. We also approached the University Polytechnic of Catalonia in Barcelona.
Wow, you really did go around the world. You went and picked everybody's brains.
Yes, because this is a new project. We cannot afford the technology that they are using in countries like the United States. For example, California and Texas, they apply reverse osmosis as a process, which is a warranty, but it's too expensive for us. So we went searching about alternative technologies. And in the Rice University, which is pioneer of nanotechnology, they told us about the option of nanofiltration instead of reverse osmosis, following by advanced oxidation. So we started this promising solution in the indirect potable reuse. We start making pilots and we found hollow fiber nanofiltration, which is sensitive to the PFAS, because there are some nanofiltration membranes that are sensitive to salts. But in our case, we don't want to remove the good salts because we are going to need them later.
So you've got nanofiltration with a follow-on step, but the nanofiltration means that you can do the membrane treatment much cheaper than you would if you were doing RO. But even with the nanofiltration, you still needed some innovation inside there, preserving the nutrients and the salts inside the water.
Yeah, we found the best results with the hollow fiber nanofiltration. In our case, we work with the NX filtration. After that, we have a 6 stages process: oxidation with ozone, activated carbon filtration, UV, chlorine. We have found that we were able to remove practically 100% of the contaminants of emerging concern. And another challenge we faced is that our regulation was kind of weak. So we adopt the Texas regulation. And I can tell you that after 5 years of piloting, of analysis, we have been working in this process also with KWR Water Research Institute of the Netherlands. And they have certified that we are able to remove, just with the nanofiltration, 94% of the PFAS.
I do think this is incredible because I love that bit where you weren't comfortable with the national regulations. And so you actually adopted Texan regulations. You set yourself a very high bar. And then NX Filtration, the company that you mentioned, whose membranes you're using, they're based in the Netherlands. And the Dutch are obviously very well known for exporting leading technology around water treatment. They also have the internationally renowned laboratory KWR, who you've then brought them in to sort of mark your homework, to check that you actually were compliant with the regulations that you were aspiring to comply with.
Yes, because this project not only is going to be the first one in all Latin America for indirect potable reuse, but it's going to be the first one all around the world without the use of reverse osmosis.
It is absolutely a groundbreaking project, which leads me to my next question. When did you do these tests and what scale were these tests?
We started with a single membrane in a very small field testing, and we found results acceptable in terms of TDS, total dissolved solids. And we said, okay, something's happening because filtration couldn't remove any of the solid. So we came later to a larger 5 liters per second facility in which we got the same results. Then we went to 10 liters per second. And finally, we went to 40 liters per second. So we bet on that technology and we found that we were able to achieve our goals. I recently came from Chicago at the WEFTEC and they told me, why are you doing that? Nobody's doing it. We are going to be the first, but we have the results. It's something that we tested for 5 years and we have found that we're fulfilling the regulation.
Obviously, you're happy that it's cleaning the water to the level that you want to be for indirect potable reuse. So it's interesting that you went down nanofiber because it was supposedly cheaper than using RO. Do you now have robust data that confirms that it was cheaper? And is it cheaper on the CapEx or on the OpEx or both?
Both CapEx and OpEx. And I can tell you in CapEx, it's like half. And in the OpEx is the third. I know technology has an evolution and always the products are cheaper and are more efficient. But at this time, we are the half of price of the investment we need to do.
Those figures seem incredible, bearing in mind the NX filtration hollow fiber membrane is itself very innovative. So you'd imagine that being one of the first adopters, it would have still been at a premium cost, and yet it's still making that impact.
Yeah. And even considering that the membranes need to be replaced every 5 years, that's part of the cost and we can afford that. It's also cheaper than the reverse osmosis.
Now, how's the public taken to indirect potable reuse?
That's the most important part of the project, the social acceptance. In this case, this reservoir we're using, it's inside the city. It's a recreational area. People is aware that it's getting dry. And then let me tell you, 2 years ago, it was totally dry. So people is concerned and they said, yeah, let's do that. We are showing the results. This is a water analysis coming from our Water Research Institute of KWR in the Netherlands. And everybody's happy because they saw it's different. And that has helped that the people of León has conscience of the situation. And that's helping with the acceptance.
This sounds like it's a full-scale installation, 40 liters per second. Will you roll out other plants? What happens next?
The final stage is going to be a 400 liters per second. It's to supply about 20% of the city. And we are now working in the facilities. We have already acquired all the equipment, including the membranes. We hope that early 2026, we're going to release the first 200 liters per second. And by the mid of next year, we're going to operate in a full capacity of 400 liters per second. We are working also with the federal authorities because we need permissions. They have been very supportive with the project.
Rafael, I'm very impressed. A world first of doing nano treatment at scale for indirect potable reuse. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, and we do always finish with a slightly cheeky question. If we could go back to a 20-year-old Rafael Zarate, what advice would you give him?
Okay, I will say there will be a big difference if everybody can go back for years and tell climate change is going to be a reality. And if you save water now, the situation will be different. So I think we are 24 years far from that, but we are also 24 years from the future. And we must do something right now in terms of saving water, taking care of the environment, because if not, our children will have to pay the price.
You have been listening to the Exec Exchange with me, Piers Clark, and my guest today has been Engineer Rafael Zarate from SAPAL, and we've been talking about indirect potable reuse being done with nano hollow fiber nanofilter membranes. Hope you can join us next time. Thank you.